Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bro, if I lose this game, I think I just quit Hearthstone. I think I'm done with Hearthstone if I lose this game. Not for real. Not for real, bro. I'm out, boys. That's it. That's actually it. I'm actually done. Legit done. Legit. This time I'm for real. This is not, literally done.
Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's time to do our first meta dive since the launch of the Great Dark Beyond. And yes, everybody, it seems like, is complaining about one utterly broken, frustrating, disgusting, ridiculous, bad card. It's the most mind-bogglingly, is that a word? I don't know. Just awfully designed card I think Hearthstone has put out in such a long time that it is so reviled, so hated, so much the spirit of the discussion, the discourse across pretty much the entire Hearthstone community, it's driving players to quit. And yeah, it's a deck or a card in a deck that barely has, at best, a 40% win rate. Of course, it's what this meme is here. Hearthstone devs, honey, it's time for another card that makes cards cost 0 and ruins the meta in Quasar, which of course I've talked about. And we're gonna go into not only that card, but the meta as a whole, and why it is insane to me that this card was made, it was approved to come out, and despite the fact that it might be not even good, not even something you want to play to climb, is almost certainly going to get nerfed, which is a very rare thing in Hearthstone. So yeah, we're going to go into all of that. And as always, if you enjoy the content on the channel, if you feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below as we're on the road to 90,000 subscribers. So let's take a general look at the Hearthstone meta before we go into like why Quasar is such an unbelievable fail. Front page, never a great indicator of stuff going on, but across all ranks, you could see at least it's a little bit better than when the last expansion, or before this expansion came out, where we have 5 classes in the green, 7 basically at 50% or better, with, you'll note, Rogue at the very bottom, which is, again, it's gonna be a crazy thing to look at, but of course the best thing to look at always is like the deck breakdown, the meta breakdown. Looking at Diamond through Legend, you'll note already Elemental Mage not even considered tier 1 at Diamond through Legend. At Legend, it is at tier 1 with Big Spell Mage. But yeah, it's like not crazy, right? It's not like a crazy outlier, but you got a lot of stuff going on. Rainbow Shaman, the whole like Nostalgia Shaman has been really good with like, I think 0 new cards, scam decks like Dungar Druid. But you can see tier 2, we got a mix of stuff. And the other big thing that I've noticed coming out of this expansion is some people thinking the set's kind of missed. It's a bit weak. The starships haven't really taken off, but I feel like it's really early for that stuff. To me, the starship mechanic in general, it's not easy to figure out how to build these things. You have all these different starships to go off, the different payoffs, got to build these decks, whereas all these other decks that are really good, they already existed, right? You just add a couple new cards to it, you're good to go. Starships are taking a while, but Starship Druid's really starting to work. Deathlight's starting to get figured out. I think things will really evolve as we go along. But yeah, I do hear those criticisms of, man, I got all these new Starship cards and it's not really working out so well. Because yeah, you have like Space Death Knight, I guess they're calling it. And some other decks doing okay, but they're not really at that level. And like Asteroid Shaman's near the bottom. Space Warlock is like horrendous. But yes, let's just go into the elephant in the room. The meta itself is varied. There's stuff to do, but all anybody is talking about is the worst deck, apparently, that's being recorded besides Space Warlock, Quasar Rogue. And like Diamond through Legend, it's at like 38%. If we go to, let's just say at Legend itself, Quasar Rogue, I think moves up a little bit because it's like, I guess harder to play or whatever, 41%, but still a horrible number. If we look at the popularity, that's where it gets crazy, right? It's the second most played deck in the game after Elemental Mage, which is one of the best decks out there. which again, I think Elemental Mage will get worse as we go along because it was already an established deck that got a few new cards. If I had to say anything that should get nerfed in that deck, Blazing Accretion, I think it's called, probably should be like 4 mana. That card's a little bit silly, but overall, I don't think Elemental Mage is that crazy because let's take a look at HS Guru at the stats here. You can see it's pretty crazy how many different decks we have. This is standard Diamond through Legend that appear to be relatively playable with a decent sample size. So like Pipsy Paladin, Evolve Shaman, Nostalgia Shaman, Buttons DK, a lot of the older stuff, right? Elemental Mage is up there, but things are starting to really change. Like even the last day or so, things are really changing. But one thing is for sure is Quasar Rogue is always near the bottom. So let's just talk about that. We've established the meta has a lot of stuff going on. It's evolving, you know, starships, maybe they need a bit of a boost. There's like no Trinai decks. Maybe they'll need a bit of a buff. Maybe we need to nerf a couple of these decks to help things out. But at the end of the day, Quasar is such an unbelievable fail as a card that goes against everything that the game has been trying to move away from in recent times, and that is why it sticks out like a sore thumb. That's why players like Fino tweeted out or said that they're, you know, they got scammed like this bullshit again, they're gonna quit. Although I feel like there might be a parallel reason they're wanting to quit, but we'll leave that for a discussion for another day. Yeah, it's just like, it's so infuriating. And you saw the engagement with this tweet. It's pretty crazy. Cantaloupe, who I've been talking to behind the scenes, and he's been really struggling with it. Not gonna lie, I feel the same way often about like, what are they doing? And to me, this expansion, it was all about promoting board play, right? You got Quasar here, this card. Well, first off, okay, I'll try and, I'm just really pissed off about this card. And I've been just tweeting F Quasar like crazy because it just pisses me off. The second I saw this card, it pissed me off. And when I saw it in action, it pissed me off even more because let's just put it this way. This expansion, we've been promised, okay, we want agency more in the game. We want less of these uninteractable bullshit turns, right? We had that agency patch, all that stuff. They nerfed Wand, right? They made it so no more 0 mana cards off Wand. They did that. Quasar is just a stupid fucking card. I'm just gonna use the F-bomb, YouTube Zeddy here, because the only thing this card can do, ever, with the design it has, is be that bullshit card. It can only accomplish one thing: insane mana scam into this crap. There's no other way around it. That card was designed explicitly, purposefully, intentionally to only do this. It's the only thing it can do. What else are you playing Quasar for? Nothing. And this is an expansion where, again, they're promoting board play with starships that you have to play on the board, resummon. You can't even mana cheat the resummon. It costs 5 mana or Exodar. I guess you can cheat out your Exodar or whatever, right? That's what you have to do. Or the other thing is play Draenei, which is about playing minions. Every minion approves the other minion. It's all about that. And then they print this bullshit. This stupid card that is only there to promote uninteractive scams that kill you in one turn. And they know what they're doing with these cards. They're not like dumb people. They know it was intentional. And why that got greenlit in an expansion, all about board-based gameplay, all about starships and Draenei. And again, we had these patches nerfing, giving us agency, and they make this stupid card, and it pisses me off. And if you look at Reddit, there's like, reminder, Demolition Renovator a card to try and tech it. Quasar, so it begins. We have, oh my god, he won the game after this. This is a deck, a card in a deck that has like a 40% win rate. By all means, it's crap, it's bad, yet it infuriates people so much that they're barely complaining about the good decks for once. That is an absolute rarity. Almost any time it'd be like Elemental Mage crying or Druid crying or whatever. But no, it's this garbage card. It's this stupid interaction that makes people want to quit the game. It's negligent, it's short-sighted. It should just never have gotten through final design. I never say this about cards. I'll say maybe a card should get nerfed. Maybe, you know, something should get changed. This outright is an egregious mistake of a card. It should be reworked. It should be removed. The artwork's incredible, but it's just so frustrating. And it's not what Hearthstone should be about. At all. That's not Hearthstone. This crap, this one turn garbage is not Hearthstone. On turn 4 mana, mind you. And I've had it OTK, I've OTK'd with it on turn 3. So I don't know. I gotta get that rant. This is more of a rant video. We haven't had one in a while, but I just think the design on the card, the intention of the card, the absolute negligence to release it into the game like this, despite the fact it's underperforming, absolutely should be nerfed. I think rework to a card that's just something else. Don't just like delete the card by making it unplayable. Just completely rework the card because it was a mistake. And I think I'm not seeing many defenders of it. The most I get is the semantics of, well, it's a bad deck. My opponent plays it, sick animation, grab a snack, watch my opponent attempt to win it solitaire. They usually don't, occasionally lose next game. It's a garbage experience. I win the game against them, what I did didn't matter. If I lose, what I did didn't matter. Basically, the game itself didn't matter other than I just queued into this thing that shouldn't exist. And yeah, 40% of the time, I'm gonna wanna uninstall. And that's 4 out of, what, 10 games? That's way too many for the second most popular deck out there. So yeah, Quasar, huge mistake. I think it's breaking the game. I think it's breaking player spirits, and it's not even really good, which is that just shows how big of a failure printing this card is. I'm sorry about the rant. Sorry if it was scattered, but I had to put that out there because it's just one of these things that they need to stop making these mistakes. This can't happen anymore. They've seen this before. Celestial alignment, tome tampering in Wild. Seen these exact mistakes before. It's not new. They need to stop doing it. Or if this is what you wanted the game, just make way more of that crap and let people like me just quit and find something else to do if that's what you want Hearthstone to be. Because to me, that is the absolute opposite of what Hearthstone should be. Okay, rant over. I'm actually enjoying the expansion other than that, by the way. Believe it or not, just Quasar is that big of a freaking F up to me. We'll have a gameplay video probably later today. Hopefully I can get one recorded and then we'll go into crafting guide tomorrow. More positivity, but I had to get that out there and I'll be counting down the days until this card is outright gutted from the game. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video or the rant or whatever, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.